Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. I'm Sarah.
I'm James. Today we're talking about something that can literally change your life. Learning English.
Yeah, and not just learning it for school. We're talking about why English matters in 2026 for your career, for technology, for science, for everything.
Exactly. So grab a coffee, sit back, and let's get into it.
Okay, James, let's start simple. Why do people even need English anymore? Isn't it just a school subject?
That's what a lot of people think. But no. English today is more like a tool. Think of it like electricity. You don't study electricity to enjoy it. You just need it to make everything else work.
I love that comparison. So English is the electricity that powers everything else. Your job, your studies, your online life.
Exactly. Right now, English is the #1 language used in international business, in science research, in software, and on the internet in general.
Let's talk numbers for a second. Do you know roughly how many people speak English around the world?
It's estimated that over 1.5 billion people speak English, either as a first or second language. But here's the interesting part. Most of those speakers actually learned it as a second language, not their native one.
Wow, so it's really become the global connector language.
That's a perfect way to describe it. If you speak English, you can talk to someone in Japan, in Brazil, in Germany, or in Morocco. And you'll probably understand each other, even if neither of you is a native speaker.
All right, let's get into the tech side, because I know a lot of our listeners are interested in that. Why is English so connected to technology?
Great question. Almost every major programming language, Python, JavaScript, Java, uses English keywords. Words like if, else, function, return. So if you want to become a programmer, English isn't optional anymore.
That's true. Even error messages, documentation, and tutorials online are mostly written in English first.
Right, and think about this. Most big tech companies, Google, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, they operate internationally, but their main working language is English.
So if someone wants to work remotely for an international company, or even just collaborate with a global team,
English becomes requirement, not a bonus. It's the passport that gets you into the room.
I really like that phrase, the passport that gets you into the room. Let's talk about AI too, since that's such a huge topic right now.
Sure, most AI tools and models are trained primarily on English data. So if you want to get the best results from AI assistants, understand the latest research papers, or even just read the newest AI news, English gives you a huge advantage.
It's kind of like being first in line. You get the information faster, before it's even translated.
Let's shift to science now, because this is just as important.
Yes, I remember reading that the majority of scientific research papers today are published in English, no matter which country the scientists come from.
That's correct. Whether you're studying medicine, physics, engineering, or biology, most updated research, journals, and studies are shared in English first.
So even a scientist in France or China will often publish their research in English so that people from all over the world can read it.
Exactly. It's become the common language of the science community. If a doctor in one country discovers something new, and they want other doctors around the world to benefit from it quickly, English is the fastest way to share that.
That's actually a beautiful thing when you think about it. It's not about one culture being better. It's about having one shared language so ideas can travel fast.
Well said. Speed matters in science, especially with things like medical research or climate studies.
Let's bring this back to everyday life. Not everyone wants to be a scientist or a programmer. How does English help a regular person?
Great point. Even outside of tech and science, English opens doors. Think about job interviews, freelancing platforms, online courses, even watching movies and shows without waiting for subtitles.
Oh, that's a big one for me personally. I started watching series in English without subtitles, and it completely changed how fast I understood the language.
That's a great example of learning through real use, not just textbooks.
And let's not forget travel. If you know English, you can usually communicate almost anywhere in the world, even in small towns where people don't speak your language or the local one.
It really becomes your backup plan everywhere you go.
Okay, so now the big question, how do people actually learn English well? Because a lot of people study it for years and still struggle to speak.
Yeah, that's a really common problem. I think the biggest mistake is treating English like a school subject you memorize instead of a skill you practice.
Can you explain that a bit more?
Sure, think about learning to swim. You can read books about swimming for years, but you won't actually learn until you get in the water. English is exactly the same. You need real practice, not just grammar rules.
Okay, let's give our listeners some real practical steps. What's number one?
Number one, change your environment. Put your phone in English. Watch YouTube videos in English. Listen to podcasts like this one.
Laughs. Nice one. What's next?
Number two, watch shows and movies with English subtitles, not subtitles in your own language. This trains your brain to connect the sound with the word.
That's such a simple trick, but it works so well. What about speaking? A lot of people are scared to actually talk.
That fear is completely normal, but here's the truth. Mistakes are part of learning. Nobody learns a language perfectly from the start, not even native speakers as children.
So how can someone practice speaking if they don't have English-speaking friends nearby?
There are language exchange apps where you can talk with people from other countries. Also, AI tools now let you have full conversations in English anytime, which is amazing for practice without judgment.
That's actually a huge shift from 10 years ago. Now you can practice speaking English 24/7 with an app or an AI assistant.
Exactly. Number three tip, read simple books or articles daily, even just for 10 minutes. Reading builds vocabulary naturally without forcing you to memorize word lists.
And number four?
Number four, don't wait until you're ready to speak. Start speaking from day one, even with simple sentences. Confidence grows through action, not waiting.
I love that. What about grammar? Should people focus a lot on grammar rules?
Grammar matters, but it shouldn't come first. Focus on communication first, understanding and being understood. Grammar improves naturally over time as you practice more.
So basically, use the language before you master the rules.
Exactly. That's how children learn their first language too. They speak long before they understand grammar rules.
Let's talk about consistency, because I think that's where most people give up.
Absolutely. The secret isn't studying for 5 hours once a week. It's studying for 20 or 30 minutes every single day.
Small daily habits beat occasional long sessions.
Exactly. Your brain needs regular exposure to actually remember and use new words naturally.
Any final tip for someone who's just starting today?
Yes, don't aim for perfect English. Aim for useful English. You don't need to sound like a native speaker. You just need to communicate clearly and confidently.
That's such a freeing way to think about it.
And we shared practical steps. Change your environment. Watch and listen daily. Read a little every day. Speak from day one and stay consistent.
All right, let's wrap up. Today we talked about why English is so important for technology, for science, for your career, and for everyday life.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's learning English right now. Bye, everyone.